WatchBangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear what local residents had to say about the president's speech before a joint session of Congress.
Plus, we'll hear why Maine's tourist industry will see fewer Canadian visitors this summer.
And we'll also hear about a pair of bills that would expand maternal care for expectant mothers.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have those stories and more coming up. But first, we'll start with the check of the weather. Just a messy day. Yeah, I know. We didn't plan this either. It just happens sometimes. It's like Green Day today.
You can tell St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner.
I know. Maybe it's on my mind.
Yeah.
Wet weather out there. It's really coming down out there in Bangor today. You'll notice there's a lot of puddles and things like that. You'll want to watch out for that as you drive off to school or work today. We can expect more of the same throughout the day. A lot more rain, a lot more snow melt. There's some concerns about the ice jams on the rivers, that kind of thing. So state officials are keeping a close eye on that.
Hydroplaning is a main concern. Yeah. It's been coming down all night.
Those are all things we need to keep in mind this morning.
Yep. Here's Conrad Sapinski stepped in this morning for our morning forecast.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. Our first weather this morning is brought to you by Irish Collision Centers, offering expert repairs with a 3D frame measuring system aluminum repair equipment. Our recent expansion boosts capacity, faster service. We are dedicated to quality every time. Visit us today. And wow, what a mild start to the day. Check this out. Back in the 40s all over the state, 48 degrees here in town, 47 right at the coast. Rockland, you're even seeing some warm temperatures out there, 45 degrees. Is it April or is it still March outside? Still seeing some snow on the ground, of course, but a lot of it melting away. Most of the country is actually cooling off down south. Little Rock, they're actually cooler than what we're experiencing here in town. Same story in Atlanta, Nashville, Tennessee. You're seeing some mid-30s out there. So cold temperatures all the way down pretty much to the Gulf Coast, but not quite here in town just yet. But no worries, we will see those cooler temperatures rolling on in. Of course, with temperatures in the 40s, we're seeing some rain showers all over the state, where we see the green and the darker shaded green colors indicating a little bit more moderate rain that is continuing to fall at times. At least we're not seeing any warnings outside. We are seeing some wind advisories in effect till right around 3 p.m. later on this afternoon. And of course, some gale warnings in effect at the coast once again till 3 p.m. later on. For today, though, we're looking at temperatures near 50 degrees. Rain showers in the area, of course, and dense fog all over the area. That's that combination with that thick snowpack still on the ground. For tonight, though, now the cold air rolls in. Mid-20s out there for tonight. A little bit of that rain mixing with some snow. Dense fog still in the area with some gusty winds. For tomorrow, though, a couple of scattered snow showers out there. Other than that, we're pretty dry. Temperatures back in the upper 20s, but it's going to be very, very windy. Hour by hour forecast does show those temperatures continuing to rise and then actually cooling off by the evening hours.
All right, thank you, Conrad. We'll see you later on with your full forecast. First this morning, President Trump's lengthy address on Tuesday was not only the longest presidential speech in the history of Congress, but it also drew strong reactions in real time from both sides of the aisle. Republicans lauded the address while Democrats protested. Back here in Maine, our Augusta reporter Corey Bichard got local lawmakers' reactions to the big speech.
For the first time since his return to the White House, President Trump addressed a joint session of Congress. During the speech, President Trump highlighted what he says are some of his accomplishments 6 weeks into his administration. At the State House, Republican lawmakers who listened to the speech were in full support of the president and his message.
President Trump's speech, from what I saw, is in check and in line with what he campaigned on and what the American people voted for.
I think the securing the border, what we've done at the border so far, really without even having to change laws just to secure our border, looking at the issues of government efficiency and seeing how much money the government can look at saving and making simple changes that benefit the American people.
We reached out to Democratic lawmakers for their response, and only one chose to share their thoughts with us, Senator Joe Baldacci.
My attitude right now is kind of a wait-and-see attitude to see how things develop. I think we want the best for the country, and so I'm kind of, I have questions about certain things, but overall, I think we need to see where all of these policies are going.
When asked if there were any parts of the president's speech that stood out or concerned the lawmakers, this is what they had to say.
Nothing at all. I love my president. I wear the seal of the President of the United States on my lapel to show support for him, and I'm very proud of the work he's doing.
No, I think he was really on point. I think he was positive about the future. I believe that he stuck up for the American people. You know, one of the most heartwarming pieces, of course, was the little boy who had cancer. To see that human element really come through, I think is what we're all looking for in our country.
I'm concerned about the tariffs. I think they could be hugely costly to Maine, particularly because our relationship with Canada is kind of special and unique. We have over 2/3 of our products that we import are just from Canada. So that would be a tough one economically.
At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Many tuned in to watch the president's address to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday. Others preferred to tune it out. Let's hear what folks on the street in downtown Bangor had to say.
I think that was miserable.
Why do you think it was miserable?
We're certainly under a coup right now, and the administration has taken over our government, and I think it's time for the American public to strike.
I don't keep up with politics at all because it irritates me.
I'm a federal worker, so I really not liking what's going on right now. Folks who work for the federal government are mission driven, and we care about the jobs we're doing for the American people. You know, it's a way to serve your country, and it's just not right what's going on.
I quit watching that crap a while back.
I think that our people in Congress are more important to listen to than the president.
I think it was great.
On Tuesday, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau responded to President Trump's tariffs on Canada by imposing a retaliatory 25% tariff on the U.S. and also discouraging Canadians from vacationing in places like Old Orchard Beach. Our Alex Schley went to Bar Harbor to speak with local business owners about the potential impact ahead.
I assume it would be a meaningful impact, not catastrophic.
Bar Harbor business owners say it's too soon to tell how much the Canadian tariff will impact them.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until May or June to really see what that number is going to look like.
Stephen Cosson owns Stay Bar Harbor, which operates 12 hotels.
I've not seen any dramatic, changes, and if those changes are going to occur, I'd say that snowball hasn't quite rolled down the hill yet.
Costin says that of the roughly 100,000 guests he hosted in 2024, less than 4% were from Canada.
Most of our visitation is from Maine, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We draw people from all over the world.
Costin says he's more worried about the cost of the goods his business relies on.
We're just going to have to take it line by line and look at, can we address that? Is there a substitute? How much more does the substitute cost? Is it even worth substituting?
He says regardless, he expects tariffs to drive up prices.
I think it's going to drive costs of doing business up, and ultimately that's either going to hit our margin or it's going to have to get passed on to the customer.
Operations manager of the Side Street Cafe, Bo Jennings, says they're also not all that worried.
So we buy our meat from local lobstermen and from local pickers. So we don't purchase meat that's been processed or caught in Canada.
Jennings says the cost of their food is affected more by supply and demand.
But there are a lot of businesses regionally that do buy meat that's either caught or processed from Canada. And so again, right now, everybody's in that wait and see, no one knows.
In Bar Harbor, I'm Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A large police presence in Machias Wednesday, where authorities responded to a standoff. The Maine State Police Tactical Team was among the units responding to Lyon Street, where a subject was barricaded inside a home. Officials have not released any information about what sparked the standoff, but said it was contained to that area and there was no danger to the public. The University of Maine at Machias sent out a notice to students to let everyone know what was going on. Fortunately, the incident was not related to anything that happened on campus. According to social media posts, the standoff has been resolved. We'll have more information about the incident as soon as it becomes available.
Well, a Maine lawmaker is pleading not guilty to domestic violence charges. Lucas Lanigan appeared in court on Wednesday to face charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault. Last year, police say he grabbed a woman by the neck and choked her for 20 seconds. In October, the woman said in court that she was in rehab and Lanigan was stopping her from harming herself. Prosecutors said it's common for domestic violence victims to walk back their stories. Lanigan won re-election by just one vote out of 1,000 casts after a hand recount. The Maine Democratic Party has called for Lanigan to step down, but he says he plans to serve out his full term.
If I did get convicted, I would step down from my seat because that's the proper thing to do. But I am sure that, I'm pretty confident that we're going to prevail here.
Lanigan says he's representing himself because he can't afford an attorney.
All right, the time now is 6:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, as expectant mothers deal with fewer places to deliver babies in Maine, lawmakers are considering ways to improve maternal care. We'll hear about 2 bills that may help.
Today we can expect rain and areas of fog with highs near 49 degrees. Rain and possibly some snow overnight, with lows dropping down to the mid-20s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with another chance of snow, highs near 29. We'll be right back.
This is what joint pain looks like when you keep moving with Aleve. Just one Aleve, 12 hours of uninterrupted joint pain relief. Aleve, strength to last 12 hours.
When I would visit my mother at the nursing home, there were really bad sores on her back, but nobody would tell me what was going on. Why not?
If an incident has occurred at a nursing home that's brought up cause for concern, call the 2s right now.
The attorneys at Lowry and Associates helped me get answers. They held the nursing home accountable for what happened to my mother.
If you suspect nursing home abuse or neglect, we're your go-to lawyers.
Every answer tells a story.
Give me something big you might take with you to the new beach.
Binoculars. Family Feud.
Hey, girl. All right now.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
In this courtroom,
I see somebody who's lying to me.
if you lied,
You have zero evidence.
you will be
I'm screwed.
denied.
Is he lying?
He was intoxicated.
What? Real cases.
What about that?
Real litigants.
You got denied.
The People's Court.
All this week at 4 on ABC 7.
The Maine legislature is seeking more accountability for a controversial intelligence gathering unit within the Maine State Police that has been accused of privacy violations in the past. The proposal, introduced by Representative Grayson Lookner, would create an auditor within the Maine Attorney General's office to oversee concerns and conduct audits on the Maine Information Analysis Center, also known as MIAC. In 2020, a whistleblower lawsuit accused the department of illegally collecting and storing information on Maine citizens. Speaking at a committee work session on Wednesday, the director of MIAC said they currently have several people performing the proposed duties in addition to their regular job.
Exactly what you're really asking the auditor to do is what the privacy officer and the advisory board and the MIAC staff are doing presently. So, to have somebody that does that, it would probably relieve some work from the staff in the MIAC because we participate in every audit.
Committee members that were in attendance voted on advancing the bill. That vote came out tied 5-5. Absent members will have until Tuesday morning to register their vote.
Well, 2 bills in the legislature would improve access to doulas for expecting mothers. Something maternal care providers say is important with the shutdown of more maternity wards around the state. Our Callie Warren has more.
The hope is that we'll have coverage for everybody in the state who's a Maine care recipient.
Maternity wards at hospitals across the state are shutting down, and caregivers say it's getting harder for parents to access maternal health care. Sarah Toohey is a doula in Hancock County.
Doulas are non-medical, non-clinical, so we provide kind of physical and emotional support and a lot of education.
And the chair of the Maine Doula Coalition. She's involved with bills that would push for doula care to be covered by Maine Care.
The healthcare system is, overburdened a little bit, and so we're providing some of that care to families that's not necessarily medical or clinical.
Information from the Maine Doula Coalition's workforce assessment shows that doula care improves health outcomes for infants and parents, shortens labor times, reduces maternal mental health concerns, and provides health benefits. Senator Denise Tepler introduced one of the bills. She says it's an important piece of maternal care that she hopes to see expanded in rural areas.
We know that we have maternity care deserts in northern Maine, places where it's a 2 to 3 hour drive to the nearest maternity unit. People have to have paraprofessionals to help them out as they go through pregnancy and delivery.
Maternal care providers say more access to doula care could mean better maternal health.
I think doulas are an important component to having healthy outcomes for mothers who are having their babies in the hospital. I totally support this bill that they're putting through.
Callie Warren reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Maine is going to reapply for Sea Grant funding. Senator Susan Collins announced yesterday that the Department of Commerce has agreed to renegotiate the terms and conditions of the work to be performed by Maine Sea Grant to ensure it focuses on advancing Maine's coastal economies, working waterfronts, and sustainable fisheries. Last week, the University of Maine was told its Sea Grant funding would be stopped immediately. As part of a statement released yesterday, University of Maine President Joan Ferrini-Mundy said, quote, "This investment ensures continued collaboration between scientists and fishermen, supporting sustainable fisheries and Maine's coastal communities. UMaine remains committed to advancing research that strengthens our blue economy and marine industries."
Maine Marine Patrol Specialist Dan Vogel has been named the 2025 Maine Lobstermen's Association Officer of the Year. Vogel was presented with the award last week at the Maine Fishermen's Forum down in Rockport. Each year, the award is given to a Marine Patrol officer who goes above and beyond in their service to the Maine lobster industry. According to the Department of Marine Resources, Vogel joined the Marine Patrol in 2016 and was promoted to a specialist in 2023. According to Vogel's superiors, he has fostered strong relationships with the fishing community and has taken the lead on complex investigations that have resulted in successful prosecutions as well. Congratulations to him.
All right, the time now is 6:17. After the break, daylight savings is just around the corner. We'll tell you what you can do to prepare.
We'll be back with that and more right after this.
I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. A husband and wife called me after they were hit by a drunk driver. They were both seriously injured, they couldn't work, and they were worried about their medical bills. We put 2 former prosecutors on the case and got them the justice they deserved. A $400,000 settlement they were able to use for their retirement. If you've been hurt by a drunk driver, call me. I'm your go-to guy.
Hurt by a drunk driver? Call the twos.
WVII, ABC7 cares about the children in our area.
We offer a variety of programming for children ages 7 to 14. WVII, ABC7 keeps a file about these programs in our public inspection file. You may view these files during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The public inspection file is located at our studios at 371 Target Industrial Circle, Bangor, Maine 04401.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Open Tuesday through Saturday.
GMA Friday morning.
Here we go.
Ready for a little gaga?
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. From her new music to life with her fiance.
How's wedding planning going?
Oh my gosh. It's gaga as you've never seen before. Only on Good Morning America.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. If you're one of the millions of Americans getting ready to spring ahead, medical experts are sharing what you can do now to prepare for daylight savings time.
Citing a slew of health concerns the switch can have and how to combat them. Here's Fox News' Ted Linder with a closer look.
It's about that time of year again, with most Americans gearing up to lose an hour of sleep this Sunday when the clocks spring forward for daylight saving time.
It's so confusing.
It's really confusing.
If you love the change or not, doctors warn less sleep can trigger a bunch of adverse health effects, especially when about a third of adults aren't even getting 7 hours of sleep per night, as recommended by the CDC.
It's going to lead to worse cognitive function, worse memory, worse mood control.
We see an increased rate of heart attacks and strokes and heart arrhythmias.
Altering sleep patterns can also disrupt our hormones and immune systems. Meanwhile, the combination of sleep deprivation and darker mornings can increase the risk for vehicle accidents.
Because they're sleep deprived, particularly in the first 2 to 3 weeks of the transition in the spring.
Specialists advise trying to ease into the time change leading up to Sunday.
Might try to wake up 15 to 20 minutes earlier for the few days before the time change, and then try to go to bed about 15 to 20 minutes earlier. This is easier said than done.
And while it can be hard to prepare for bed if it's still a little light outside, there's plenty of ways you can create the perfect sleep settings.
So I tell folks to turn down the lights in their house, maybe make their house cooler if they can, just to get their bodies prepared for bedtime. Maybe turn off the TV or the screens an hour or two before bedtime.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
I've been trying to do some of those things myself. Well, meanwhile, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine and the American Academy of Neurology are both calling for an end to daylight savings time altogether, citing how standard time year-round can be healthier.
But over on Capitol Hill, the Sunshine Protection Act, an effort to make daylight savings time permanent, has been reintroduced this year after previously stalling in Congress.
We've been hearing so much about that. In fact, there's some bills before the legislature here in Maine aiming to do the same thing to get rid of it for now. It's happened in the past. Every now and then they come up with calls to end daylight savings time, and it's shot down for whatever reason. So we'll see if it happens this time around.
I know. I personally am almost tired of hearing it, and I'm almost a little tired of being like, oh, you got to prepare. It's like, no, I'm going to lose sleep and I'm going to suffer. I'm going to be grumpy, actually. Thank you very much.
I usually do that, but I've been preparing. I've been going to bed about a half hour earlier trying to. I just sit there, you know, and try not to scroll as much or that kind of thing.
It's okay. It's a little meditation.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking to me. I'm just in my Zen zone.
Today would be a great day to take a nap out there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think I may take advantage. It is going to rain and be like that most of the day. So let's get a look at that forecast with Conrad Sapinski.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. Our main weather this morning is brought to you by Irish Collision Center. Irish Collision Center offers expert repairs with a 3D frame measuring system, aluminum repair equipment. Our recent expansion boosts capacity and faster service. We are dedicated to quality every time. Visit us today. And wow, look at all of this moisture here in town. Of course, in the form of rain with temperatures back in the 40s. Now, the Midwest, they're seeing some snow. Wisconsin, you saw around a foot of snow in northern parts of Wisconsin just 24 hours ago. Now, they are digging out. For us, snow, what snow, right? Maybe the snow on the ground that we have currently right now, which is over 6 inches, but we're going to continue to see less and less of that because of this rain outside. A little bit moderate at times, of course, with temperatures in the 40s. The snow is really melting away. Even some flash flooding in some spots, of course, with the drains being clogged up, but a little bit of snow on the back end as we continue to cool on off, especially overnight into tomorrow. That's when that rain will begin to mix with some snow, wherever you see all of these colors indicating maybe even some moderate snow at times on the back end. So yes, we will see a little bit of accumulations, maybe even a few inches in a few locations, mainly up north. But even here in town, we're looking at potentially 1 to 3 inches of snow by Saturday. Now, this is exactly what we're talking about with that rain transitioning and then becoming all snow by late tonight into tomorrow morning. Yeah, we're looking at widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow. Even at the coast, Machias, Bar Harbor, Rockland, you're going to get a little bit of snow sprinkled in on the back end. Now, finally, cooler temperatures out there for tomorrow and Saturday. Well below average in the 20s. Finally, closer to average temperatures, especially by beginning of next week. And then another big warm up back in the forecast by middle of next week. We're talking near 50 degrees once again, so more snow melting away. Very gusty winds out there right now, very gusty winds, especially right at the coast. Look at this, Bar Harbor indicating a 28 mile per hour sustained wind. Wind gusts are closer to 45 miles an hour. And no worries though, we're gonna continue to see some lighter winds out there for tonight and then ramping right back up by tomorrow morning. We're talking widespread wind gusts around 40, even 45 miles per hour, wherever you see those purple colors. Yes, it is going to be another windy day out there for tomorrow. Today, though, temperatures around 50 degrees, rain showers in the area. Dense fog still in the forecast for tonight, though. A little bit of rain mixing with some snow as temperatures cool on off back in those mid-20s. Breezy winds out there and still seeing that dense fog for tomorrow, though. More windy conditions, even gustier winds out there for tomorrow out of the west. Temperatures around 29 degrees. A couple of scattered snow showers will be in the forecast. Generally, we're looking at a solid 1 to 3 inches of snow. Our extended forecast outlook does show finally the cooler temperatures in the forecast Friday into Saturday. Don't forget to switch your clocks out there Saturday night into Sunday, and then by Monday, back in those mid-30s.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today. Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With 25 years experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
Today, there are so many Medicare options, and they can be confusing. This is why Senior Planning Center has locations and agents all over Maine to help you secure the benefits you deserve. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? See why thousands of Mainers turn to Senior Planning Center for their Medicare needs.
Don't call an out-of-state 800 number when your help is right here at home with the Senior Planning Center. For a free Medicare review, call 207-223-6565 and speak with a licensed agent today. No obligation to enroll.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Now to a major development in President Trump's push to downsize the federal government. He has long criticized the Department of Education, and now sources say he's preparing a new order targeting the agency. It comes as Elon Musk proposes changes for the Postal Service and Amtrak, saying both of those services should be privatized. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details.
This morning, ABC News has learned the Trump administration is preparing to dissolve the Department of Education as soon as today. Sources say a draft executive order directs Education Secretary Linda McMahon to facilitate a department closure this week. The Department of Education employs more than 4,000 people, spending $251 billion last year. Trump has said he wants to give education back to the states.
I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job.
It's unclear how Secretary McMahon will close the department. Congressional approval is required to abolish a federal agency. Elsewhere, the Department of Veterans Affairs now plans to lay off some 72,000 workers. That's 15% of its workforce.
Now, we regret anyone who loses their job. And it's extraordinarily difficult for me, especially as a VA leader, and your secretary to make these types of decisions. But the federal government does not exist to employ people. It exists to serve people.
Senator Jerry Moran, chairman of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee, slamming the move, writing, quote, "The VA is in need of reform, but current efforts to downsize the department and increase efficiency must be done in a more responsible manner." Elon Musk on Capitol Hill last night updated Republicans on his efforts to cut spending.
You know, there's a lot of opportunity to improve expenditures in the government, and then we're making good progress.
At a Morgan Stanley conference, Musk argued the government should privatize anything that can be privatized, including the Postal Service and Amtrak.
basically something's got to have some chance of going bankrupt, or there's not a good feedback loop for improvement.
Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Now to the battle over so-called sanctuary cities, the immigration crisis and crime. The issue's coming to a boiling point on Capitol Hill. ABC's Andrew Dimbert with that story.
Clashes on Capitol Hill as sanctuary cities face new scrutiny.
You all have blood on your hands.
Members of a House committee grilling 4 big city mayors about their immigrant safe haven policies. Republicans railing against the leaders of New York, Boston, Chicago, and Denver.
We cannot let pro-criminal, alien policies and obstructionist sanctuary cities continue to endanger American communities.
The Democrats defending their policies, insisting they're following the law while protecting people's rights and neighborhoods.
The false narrative is that immigrants in general are criminals, or immigrants in general cause all sorts of danger and harm. If you wanted to make us safe, pass gun reforms. Stop cutting Medicaid. Stop cutting cancer research. Stop cutting funds for veterans. That is what will make our city safe.
Arguments between Congresswoman Nancy Mace and the mayors reaching a boiling point, with Mace saying she plans to ask the Justice Department to investigate the mayor's conduct.
Mayor Johnston, are you willing to go to jail for violating federal law?
The city of Chicago complies with all laws.
Oh, I highly doubt that. Mayor Wu?
We are not violating federal law.
The clash is not just along party lines.
You should step down and resign today.
Democrats questioned New York Mayor Eric Adams after he seemingly reversed his stance on allowing immigration agents to raid Rikers Island jail. Adams was facing federal corruption charges, but the Trump administration directed prosecutors to drop the case.
Are you selling out New Yorkers to save yourself from prosecution?
There's no deal, no quid pro quo, and I did nothing wrong.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
The Liquor Control Board of Ontario, also known as the LCBO, one of the largest buyers of alcohol in the world, removed U.S.-made alcoholic beverages from its shelves on Tuesday in response to tariffs imposed on Canadian goods by U.S. President Donald Trump. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said the LCBO sells nearly $1 billion worth of U.S. alcohol annually. At an LCBO store in Toronto, a sign on empty shelves where American products were once displayed read, "For the good of Ontario, for the good of Canada." In response to U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods, products produced in the U.S. are no longer available until further notice.
Well, Pope Francis's official prognosis remains guarded, but he is still in stable condition as he continues to receive treatment to battle ongoing double pneumonia for the second time since becoming the head of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis did not take part in Ash Wednesday processions to mark the start of Lent. He has been in the hospital for nearly 3 weeks now. On Wednesday, Francis blessed ashes, managed other papal duties, and went through physical therapy from his suite in Rome's Gemelli Hospital. Outside, many people keep loyally praying the rosary for his recovery. The Vatican says Pope Francis hasn't had another respiratory crisis since experiencing setbacks on Monday. We're told the Holy Father spends much of his time in his armchair, but has been moving around. That's a good sign. The Pope also made another call to the chaplain of the Catholic Church in Gaza as well. A lot of people holding out hope that he will fully recover.
I know that's a good sign, especially after Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, a couple from Orrington is preparing to compete in a 100-mile-plus ultra-marathon in Nepal.
We'll have that story and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Every year, millions fly with us at Allegiant because together, we go places. We see old friends and try new things. We laugh. We really like to laugh. And reconnect. We remember. And we wander, which leads to wonder. From how we go to where we go to what we do when we get there, we go further together.
When it comes to your home, go to the source. Go to R&B's Home Source in Madison. R&B's Home Source has home comfort, convenience, and savings all wrapped up in one location. From the living room to the dining room to the bedroom, we have some of the best values in furniture and bedding. For the kitchen, R&B's Home Source has top-notch appliances from fridges to ranges, even washers and dryers. And sit back and relax with quality electronics. We service everything we sell too. For your home, go to the source. R&B's Home Source, Lakewood Road, Madison.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 6th, 2025. It's also National Dentist Day.
This is a day to celebrate the men and women who keep our chompers chomping and our gnashers gnashing. Dental health is integral to our overall health. Today is a day to celebrate them, not just for keeping our teeth looking good, but for helping to keep our bodies healthy.
A lot of them will tell you that good health all starts in the mouth. If you have some diseases going on up there, it can affect your entire body. So
I know.
If you've got a good dentist, like I do, you're in luck.
Right.
So,
I know. I've heard that especially for heart health.
Yeah. All right, time for history. On this day in history, back in 1836, the Battle of the Alamo came to an end on this day in San Antonio. In 1857, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a ruling in the Dred Scott case, which intensified national divisions over slavery. Dred Scott was a former slave who sued for his freedom based on the Missouri Compromise after returning to Missouri from the North, where he had been freed. The divided Supreme Court ended up ruling that Congress had no power to prohibit slavery, and Scott didn't have the rights of an American citizen, inflaming the division on slavery just a few years before the Civil War broke out. And in 1899, the German company Bayer received a patent for aspirin, now the most common drug in household medicine cabinets.
And there's definitely a story behind that one as well.
I'm sure there is.
Mm-hmm. In 1912, the Oreo sandwich cookies were first introduced by the National Biscuit Company. In 1964, heavyweight boxing champion Cassius Clay changed his name to Muhammad Ali. In 1981, beloved CBS anchorman Walter Cronkite signed off for the final time for the CBS Evening News. And in 2001, the music-sharing network Napster began a death spiral following a number of lawsuits over the transfer of copyrighted material.
For birthdays today, they include actress Connie Britton, who is 58 years old today. Director Rob Reiner is 78. You might remember him from All in the Family way back when, too, when he was acting. His nickname was Meathead back then, but then he went on to do a lot of great films.
Yeah.
And rocker David Gilmour from Pink Floyd is 79 years old today. He's still out there touring too.
Yeah.
He is just one of the best, one of my favorites, just a wonderful guitarist. And,
iconic.
Yeah, now he's passing it on to his daughter, who's out there doing some performances as well too.
Cool.
So it's all in the family.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
All right, now it looks like we're gonna have a rainy day throughout the day, and temps are dropping after this kind of warm.
After today, this same storm has caused some problems down south. It's sparked some tornadoes down in southern states, and now it's working its way up the East Coast. So we can expect a bunch of rain today. Temperatures will be up in the upper 40s, which will be great. But then, as you said, things will be taking a nosedive tomorrow. Not extreme, but things will definitely be cooling off.
A freeze for sure.
Yeah.
Here's Conrad Sapinski with that forecast.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. Our first weather this morning is brought to you by Irish Collision Centers, offering expert repairs with a 3D frame measuring system aluminum repair equipment. Our recent expansion boosts capacity, faster service. We are dedicated to quality every time. Visit us today. And wow, what a mild start to the day. Check this out. Back in the 40s all over the state, 48 degrees here in town, 47 right at the coast. Rockland, you're even seeing some warm temperatures out there, 45 degrees. Is it April or is it still still march outside. Still seeing some snow on the ground, of course, but a lot of it melting away. Most of the country is actually cooling off down south. Little Rock, they're actually cooler than what we're experiencing here in town. Same story in Atlanta, Nashville, Tennessee. You're seeing some mid-30s out there. So cold temperatures all the way down pretty much to the Gulf Coast, but not quite here in town just yet. But no worries, we will see those cooler temperatures rolling on in. Of course, with temperatures in the 40s, we're seeing some rain showers all over the state, where we see the green and the darker shaded green colors indicating a little bit more moderate rain that is continuing to fall at times. At least we're not seeing any warnings outside. We are seeing some wind advisories in effect till right around 3 p.m. later on this afternoon. And of course, some gale warnings in effect at the coast once again till 3 p.m. later on. For today, though, we're looking at temperatures near 50 degrees. Rain showers in the area, of course, and dense fog all over the area. That's that combination with that thick snowpack still on the ground. For tonight, though, now the cold air rolls in. Mid-20s out there for tonight. A little bit of that rain mixing with some snow. Dense fog still in the area with some gusty winds. For tomorrow, though, a couple of scattered snow showers out there. Other than that, we're pretty dry. Temperatures back in the upper 20s, but it's going to be very, very windy. Hour by hour forecast does show those temperatures continuing to rise and then actually cooling off by the evening hours.
All right, thank you, Conrad. Well, a couple from Orrington is preparing to travel all the way to Mustang, Nepal to compete against athletes from around the world in a 100-mile-plus ultra marathon.
Our Grace Blanchard shares their story.
Jason and Megan Giroux are world travelers with a passion for fitness.
We've raced in Iceland, we've raced in Ireland.
The Orrington residents have raced numerous marathons together, but their latest passion is ultra marathons, which can range anywhere between 26 and 100+ miles.
We both just fell in love with putting up these big numbers, and we're like, well, that's kind of cool. Oh, where's the ceiling? How far can we push it?
Pushing yourself further and longer is something you don't realize you can do until you do it.
In just a few weeks, the couple will be taking on their next big challenge, racing against 50 other athletes in a 100-mile race through the Himalayas.
We fell in love with the Himalayas in 2019 as we made our way to Everest Base Camp. And that was about the same year we started with the ultras. And we saw a race going on that year and we're like, maybe someday we'll be that cool.
6 years later, they are tackling that dream, running various distances over the course of 8 days, sometimes even sacrificing their sleep to meet their goals.
Getting through the nighttime hour is a really mental challenge because you want to sleep. So I think that's the biggest challenge with ultras in general.
They are not sponsored athletes and do this in their spare time simply for the shared passion. They hope to show others that anyone can take on this challenge.
I just want to try to rub off on the people I'm around to say, hey, you can do this too. I'm just a regular guy.
I think it's going to be a great accomplishment when we're done, and we'll do it together.
In Orrington, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Very neat. Good luck to them.
Yeah, you can tell they're just bonding, doing it together.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Well, they say a couple that plays together stays together too.
Right,
so.
right. They're doing activities together. It's awesome. All right, right after the break, Tyler Cruz will have more sports updates.
Don't go away.
Foggy's Pub, your place for fun, food, and friends in Palmyra, Maine.
You've probably seen us out on the roads, but there are other parts of our service territory that are much harder to reach, and we get there, whatever it takes. Keeping the power on and making improvements year-round. You can always count on the Versant Power Team out in the field and behind the scenes, providing the service required to keep life's routines running smoothly. And when our work's done, we're headed home to join our neighbors. Versant Power, powering your community.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to -60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole, with boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Every day of your life.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's kick things off with some hockey. Up at the Alfond on Wednesday evening, some high school hockey playoffs. Top-ranked John Bapst taking on number 3 Messalonsky in the boys' Class B North Championship. The Eagles, the top offensive team in the region. Crusaders, the top defensive squad. Winner takes on Chevrolet in the state finals. First period already 1-1. Will Bourgeois slides by his defender and takes a shot on net, but denied by Messo keeper Nathan Kirk. On the other end, Tatum Doucette corrals the puck in front of the net, but he's denied by Camden Layton. That keeps it tied at 1. Second period now, Owen Marriott fires a shot on net, and Cooper Lewis is there to clean up the rebound. John Bapst takes a 2-1 lead. To the third we go now. Messo with a chance in front, but Layton makes the kick save and keeps the game 2-1. It's the Eagles again. Parker Doucette with a chance on the doorstep, but he is also denied by Layton. John Bapst would take a 3-1 lead into the third. Why not? It's Camden Layton who dives and makes the stick save. He had 27 saves on the evening. John Bapst wins 3-1. They advance to the Class B state championship.
I mean, I came in with a level head every period, just not too high, not too low. Feels really good to do it with all these guys. I mean, special group of guys. I'm just happy I could do it with them.
It feels amazing. First time in school history, so it's extra special this time.
Big congratulations to the Crusaders. Moving on now, it's time to dust off those baseball and softball gloves. Bangor Little League teaming up with the University of Maine baseball and softball teams to get a little taste of spring on Tuesday night. Our Jack Webb has more.
What an influence for these kids to get out here and early in the year to play the sport. We all want a little bit of spring, and this is kind of the first step.
After many years of Bangor East and Bangor West, the two sides have merged to form one unified Bangor Little League organization, and they kick things off Tuesday night for a clinic with the UMaine baseball and softball teams.
So this is our first time doing a clinic up here, and we'll be back for tryouts in April. So just a great partnership between the University of Maine and Bangor Little League.
The Black Bears ran the Little Leaguers through some hitting and throwing mechanical drills along with some fun games at the end to bring some life to a dreary winter's night.
They're loving it, yeah. So we have a ton of excitement, a lot of energy. The players are out here having a great time. There's a little competition. There's been some Golden Glove action going on, which is awesome, just having that fun little competition, but working on having fun and developing skills.
Yes, the Little Leaguers had a great time, but if you ask the UMaine coaches and players, this clinic might mean more to them than it did to the kids.
They're having a blast tonight. I just said, I'm like, they're laughing and having a good time with the kids, so I think it definitely gives you a little bit of an appreciation for how far the sport's come and seeing the younger generations out playing too.
You know, so these guys are having bad days today. You know, some of these guys had really bad weekends, but they get a chance to sit back and look at a little kid that says, hey, you're my hero. Hey, it kind of puts some things, really puts some things in perspective.
Both sides see it as a great way to connect these programs to the community and hopefully inspire the next generation.
I think when any kid does one of these camps or clinics and they get to know the players and they see him on TV or get to say, hey, he was my coach, or he did this drill with me, and they really get to know the player, it just adds excitement and they want to go to the game.
You know, our current players are watching the big leaguers saying, hey, I want to be like them someday. Well, these little guys and girls want to be these players, and I think that's really the most important thing.
From Orono, Jack Webb, ABC7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Jack. Sure seemed like a fun night at the Dome on Tuesday. Let's go to the pit now. Maine women's hoops gearing up for playoffs Thursday night. And on Wednesday, the America East announcing their postseason awards. Congratulations to Caroline Borneman, Paula Gallego, and Caroline Dotsey. Borneman is senior forward, leading Maine in scoring and rebounds, earning a spot on the All-America East first team and the All-Academic team. Gallego was named third team All-Conference after a great season. She was second on the team in scoring. And the sophomore, Caroline Dotsey, winning the 6th Player of the Year award. Dotsey off the bench had 7 games with 17 or more points. Staying up there, Maine men's basketball has wrapped up their regular season with a win over UMass Lowell on Tuesday evening, and the Black Bears locking up the 3 seed in the conference with the victory. Maine finishing the year 18-13 and 10-6 in conference play, their best marks by far in over 10 years. Playoff start for Maine this weekend, and lucky them, they got to host UMass Lowell once again. Maine swept the season series with the Riverhawks. They beat them 86-85 in overtime on the road and outlasted them 71-70 in the pit on Tuesday. Both games really close, one-point games, but Maine is confident if they focus on themselves, it doesn't matter who shows up opposite them on Saturday.
Once you get into the playoffs, it's just whoever lines up in front of you, you got to go through. And whether it's Lowell or anybody else, like our mission right now is just to be at our best. And we're going to worry about can we put our best foot forward. And I think if we're able to do that, we can beat anybody in this league.
That game tips off at 6 p.m. on Saturday evening. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Tanning season is here, and Gold Star Cleaners is the place to tan, with top-of-the-line beds and booths. The best part? No membership is required, and tanning packages don't expire for 2 whole years. Gold Star Cleaners locations with tanning are open from 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, so you can tan on your time. Shop our extensive line of lotions and enjoy free Winkies for the best eyewear protection in the industry. March special, buy any bottle of lotion and get 1 tan free, a huge added value to our already low lotion prices.
If you've been in an accident with a truck, making the wrong call can be costly. Evidence and witnesses can disappear. You need to stop that from happening. These are some of the most complicated cases for a law firm, but not if you call one that handles truck cases every day. Call a law firm with the resources, experience, and power to go after every dollar you deserve. If you're hurt in a truck accident, call Joe. The law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Tell them you mean business.
It's markdown mania at the Furniture Gallery, and the deals are madness. Relax in this cozy recliner. Choose tan, gray, or brown for only $2.98. Grab a sofa chaise for just $5.98. Upgrade your living room with a sofa and love seat set, now just $7.98. Scott Living mattresses are now priced king size for a queen price. Plus, save up to 70% on in-stock clearance items. Hurry into the Furniture Gallery, shop our main family-owned business, and save money. The Furniture Gallery.
State Police just issued a warning to drivers heading north today up into Aroostook County. They say the interstates are pretty good, but a lot of the secondary roads are iced over and a lot of flooding because of all the snow melt or that kind of thing. So you may want to keep that in mind if you're heading north.
Yeah, good advice. Yeah. And here's meteorologist Conrad Zapinski with that full 5-day forecast.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. Our main weather this morning is brought to you by Irish Collision Center. Irish Collision Center offers expert repairs with a 3D frame measuring system, aluminum repair equipment. Our recent expansion boosts capacity and faster service. We are dedicated to quality every time. Visit us today. And wow, look at all of this moisture here in town. Of course, in the form of rain with temperatures back in the 40s now. The Midwest, they're seeing some snow. Wisconsin, you saw around a foot of snow in northern parts of Wisconsin just 24 hours ago. Now they are digging out. For us, snow, what snow, right? Maybe the snow on the ground that we have currently right now, which is over 6 inches, but we're going to continue to see less and less of that because of this rain outside. A little bit moderate at times, of course, with temperatures in the 40s. The snow is really melting away. Even some flash flooding in some spots, of course, with the drains being clogged up, but a little bit of snow on the back end as we continue to cool on off, especially overnight into tomorrow. That's when that rain will begin to mix with some snow, wherever you see all of these colors indicating maybe even some moderate snow at times on the back end. So yes, we will see a little bit of accumulations, maybe even a few inches in a few locations, mainly up north. But even here in town, we're looking at potentially 1 to 3 inches of snow by Saturday. Now, this is exactly what we're talking about with that rain transitioning and then becoming all snow by late tonight into tomorrow morning. Yeah, we're looking at widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow. Even at the coast, Machias, Bar Harbor, Rockland, you're going to get a little bit of snow sprinkled in on the back end. Now, finally, cooler temperatures out there for tomorrow and Saturday. Well below average in the 20s. Finally, closer to average temperatures, especially by beginning of next week. And then another big warm up back in the forecast by middle of next week. We're talking near 50 degrees once again, so more snow melting away. Very gusty winds out there right now. Very gusty winds, especially right at the coast. Look at this. Bar Harbor indicating a 28 mile per hour sustained wind. Wind gusts are closer to 45 miles an hour. And no worries though. We're going to continue to see some lighter winds out there for tonight, and then ramping right back up by tomorrow morning. We're talking widespread wind gusts around 40, even 45 miles per hour, or wherever you see those purple colors. Yes, it is going to be another windy day out there for tomorrow. Today, though, temperatures around 50 degrees, rain showers in the area. Dense fog still in the forecast for tonight, though. A little bit of rain mixing with some snow as temperatures cool on off, back in those mid-20s. Breezy winds out there and still seeing that dense fog for tomorrow, though. More windy conditions, even gustier winds out there for tomorrow out of the west. Temperatures around 29 degrees. A couple of scattered snow showers will be in the forecast. Generally, we're looking at a solid 1 to 3 inches of snow. Our extended forecast outlook does show finally the cooler temperatures in the forecast Friday into Saturday. Don't forget to switch your clocks out there Saturday night into Sunday, and then by Monday, back in those mid-30s.
Ugh, when is my allergy spray gonna kick in?
You need Astapro.
Astapro?
It's faster, bro. 8 times faster than Flonase.
It's faster, bro.
It's faster, bro! It's faster, bro. It's mom to you.
Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. Astapro and go.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Aiden Sullivan, an 18-year-old fisherman from down East Maine, was recently and suddenly diagnosed with Burkitt lymphoma, a type of leukemia. Aiden is presently receiving cancer treatment at Eastern Maine Medical Center Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. Aiden will be receiving chemotherapy and other cancer treatments in the hospital for the indefinite future. The financial burden and emotional and physical pain of this cancer is devastating Aiden and his family. We humbly ask you for help for Aiden. Donations for Aiden and his family may be made to the Dreamkeepers Fund for Aiden Sullivan at Machias Savings Bank and GoFundMe. Aiden is an amazing son, brother, and a fine young man. We appreciate you for your prayers, financial support, and encouragement for Aiden. Thank you. Sponsored by Down East Direct Cremation.
What the hell is that?
A great white has taken out our electrical systems. We're dead in the water.
If you've ever dreamed of owning your own Christmas tree farm, that could become a reality, as a tree farm in Orrington just went on the market. The owners of the Evermore Tree Farm along the Center Drive Road are looking to step away from their newly planted tree farm. According to realtor Renee Hudgens, the 46-acre property is home to a wide variety of trees, including legacy trees, grown from seedlings dating back to the 1940s. There are dozens of family-owned Christmas tree farms throughout Maine, though Hudgens says it is rare to see one appear on the real estate market. It is currently listed for a little under $1 million. To learn more about the property, you can reach out to the Chez Renee team at Realty of Maine. I was reading that ad yesterday. It says it comes with all the farm equipment, tractors, that kind of thing.
Really?
So it's kind of a turnkey business. What a neat thing that would be to do as well. I don't have $1 million myself, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
I wonder how it's zoned, if you could build a property for yourself right on there too.
Actually, according to the ad, it is. You can. They've got enough land. Only a portion of it is set up for trees right now. You can either go in there and plant more trees. I think it takes about 10 years for a tree to develop.
That's a Hallmark movie waiting to happen,
right,
Craig.
Right. Or you could build a couple of houses and build a little subdivision.
Okay,
too.
if I quit, I'm going to the tree farm, getting an unresponsible business loan.
Sounds great. Have a great day, everyone.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Whether you can pinpoint the problem or can't quite put your finger on it, the friendly professionals from Coastal Auto Parts can help point you in the right direction. With Maine's largest network of parts, you can trust your vehicle will have what it needs to get you to the moments that matter most. Because Napa knows the keys to a winning team. And with 30 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts helps keep our communities running. Team up together with the fuel that keeps us firing on all cylinders. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Need a trusted local contractor? Residential Roofers has been serving your community for over 30 years, specializing in groundwork, roofing, siding, windows, and doors. From premium materials to expert craftsmanship, we protect your biggest investment. And now, we're offering something special. Scan the QR code on your screen to schedule your no-obligation, free estimate and receive $250 off your first project. Don't wait. This offer won't last long. Residential Roofers. Quality you can trust, savings you'll love. Call or scan now.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Good morning.
And streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear what local residents had to say about the president's speech before a joint session of Congress.
Plus, we'll also hear why Maine's tourist industry may see some fewer visitors from Canadian visitors this year.
And we'll hear about a pair of bills that would expand maternal care for expectant mothers. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. We'll have those stories and much more coming up. But first, a check of the forecast. Just rain and rain, rain.
I know.
That's what we can expect today. We heard from the Maine State Police. They say some of the secondary roads as you head north are pretty iced over this morning up in Aroostook County. Interstate so far just very wet, but you'll want to watch out for a lot of puddles out there because, of course, along with the rain, we have a lot of melting snow because of those temperatures. They're